He is and forever will be Illinois high school roundball royalty. That started way back in 1997 when the shot dropped in Peoria and Warsaw became an unlikely state champion. Now in his second basketball evolution, 14 years deep as the head boys basketball coach at Leiden, Bill Heisler's journey is no less now a triumph.
Tri-State Triumphs, sponsored by Good Samaritan Home of Quincy.
When I came to the realization that the dream of playing was over, I took a coaching job at Elmhurst College and coached there for a while. And it was a great experience, but it taught me that the recruiting thing wasn't for me. And so I thought so positively of my high school experiences, my college experiences of playing. I knew I wanted to be in the game and impact young people through the game. And the fact that I was able to land at Leiden, where I have such a great support system from administration, I have the resources to try to do anything we can to get better. There's just a lot of really good things that have been a great fit. Most importantly, I think we've really helped a group of kids get to a different phase in their life and start to see things about how important the transition from high school to adulthood or college is. And the support to do that and really care about the kid and the relationship, sometimes more so than the winning and losing for sure, has been a natural fit that I've kind of embraced, and I have also really enjoyed.
The lesser part of the legend of who you are and what you did was, you'd go running all over Hancock County because you loved it. You were in cross country, and it was sort of the way you were able to play in the fourth quarters as well as you were able to play in the first. You're still running, aren't you, kind of competitively?
Who would have thought that cross country would be more into my personal training schedule than basketball? I mean, I hope my cross country coach doesn't hear this, but I mean, I remember Craig Weir and I on the cross country team, we would stop at parks on those long runs and play basketball and then run back, and say that was our workout. It was always about basketball, but the running was to get in shape for basketball. Now I can't play basketball because I get so frustrated with myself. I don't do it, but I run all the time. We do 5Ks, 10Ks. We've done a couple half marathons. And it's something that we can do with the whole family and really enjoy.
We knew what you were as a basketball player. You've become a really good teacher on top of that, just away from basketball as well. How much pride do you take in that business?
I really take that part of it serious. I had when I got hired at my first teaching job at Tinley Park High School, a guy told me that coaching is going to be 10% of your pay and teaching is going to be 90% of your pay. So don't spend 90% of your time on the 10% of your pay. Now, I also know that a lot of these jobs you're hired because of that 10% of the basketball part of it, and it's always been my passion. But that always kind of stuck out in my mind as that there's a important job to teach these kids too, and it allows you to connect to some kids that maybe you wouldn't, through just the sports and the basketball.
Relationships are so critical to everything's world, and you were pretty blessed, not just by who you came up with at Warsaw, but these are people that were wonderful basketball players who are still to this day wonderful guys. See Dan all the time. I'm sure Craig owns half of Hancock County now. I mean, did you reflect on how lucky that was?
Craig's the real story. Craig's the guy you got to get on here. He's the real story. He's got it figured out. And, I just think back to how blessed and fortunate and lucky and all that. Dan Belt and I would say were kind of the core piece of that from day one, because we were so competitive with each other and we were such good friends growing up that we just brought everyone along with us. And then you get Craig to move in, who is maybe one of the most underrated performer. I mean, we don't do what we do without how talented and good he was as a player. And, to see him have the success post basketball that he's having, you're not kidding. I mean, he may own half of Hancock County, but just a good guy. And we get together July 4th every year. And this year is a little up for grabs. But the 4th of July, we usually get together, and to see those guys succeeding now past basketball and being able to talk about how just kind of special our group was. And as a coach, I have had some good groups, and I've had some groups that aren't good. And to see, I think it makes me appreciate how unique and special not only our group was, but just basketball in Hancock County through the late 90s with the Nauvoo rivalry and Quincy being what they are. It was really a fortunate and incredible time for me.